He's smartest child in the room. Maybe struggling the most. They get good grades. They work hard. Everyone tells them how smart they are. But behind the smiles, many children are carrying a heavy burden. They worry about making mistakes. They worry about letting people down. They feel like they always have to be the best. And over time, that pressure can become exhausting. Sometimes, the child who looks the most successful is the child who needs the most support. If this surprised you, stay until you hear the full story by watching the Completely Reset podcast episode soon.
Welcome to Reset, the podcast where we explore the hidden reasons behind children's behavior, emotions, and learning. I'm Nabawoya, and today we're talking about something that confuses many parents and teachers. Why do some very intelligent children struggle in school? Why do some children who are clearly bright, creative, and capable suddenly stop trying? Why do some children with incredible potential begin believing they are failures? The answer may have very little to do with intelligence, and much more to do with emotion. Imagine a child sitting at a desk. The homework is open, the pencil is in their hand. They know the answer, but they can't start. Or maybe they start, erase it, start again, erase it again. And eventually, they give up. From the outside, it looks like laziness, lack of effort, or even lack of motivation. But inside that child, something very different may be happening. Fear, pressure, perfectionism, self-doubt, and emotional exhaustion. One of the biggest myths in education is the belief that smart children naturally succeed. But intelligence alone doesn't guarantee success. Children don't learn with their brains alone. They learn with their emotions too. And when emotions become overwhelming, learning becomes difficult, even for highly intelligent children. Let's talk about perfectionism. Perfectionism is often misunderstood. Many adults see it as a positive trait. They think, my child has high standards. My child cares about doing well. But underneath perfectionism is often fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of failure, fear of disappointing others, fear of not being good enough. And when mistakes feel dangerous, children stop taking healthy risks. They stop raising their hands. They stop trying new things. They stop participating, not because they don't care, because they care too much. Think about it. A child who believes they must do everything perfectly lives under constant pressure. Every assignment becomes a test of their worth. Every mistake becomes evidence that they aren't smart enough. Every challenge becomes a threat. And eventually, avoiding the task feels safer than risking failure. This is why some of the brightest children appear unmotivated. They're not avoiding work. They're avoiding emotional pain. Another hidden factor is fear of disappointment. Many children desperately want adult approval. Parents, teachers, coaches, caregivers, the people they love most. And while encouragement is healthy, constant pressure can become overwhelming. Children may begin to believe, if I fail, people will be disappointed in me. If I struggle, people will think less of me. If I make mistakes, I'm not good enough. And those beliefs slowly shape how they see themselves. This is why confidence matters so much. Confidence isn't believing you'll never fail. Confidence is believing you'll be okay even if you do. Children who feel emotionally safe understand something important: mistakes are part of learning. Failure is feedback. Struggle is normal. Growth takes time. But children who fear mistakes often see challenges differently. They see challenges as threats. And when learning feels threatening, the brain focuses on protection instead of curiosity. Let's talk about the emotional side of homework. For some children, homework is simply a task. For others, it's an emotional experience. Every worksheet carries pressure. Every test carries fear. Every grade feels personal. And when that happens, motivation slowly disappears. Not because the child is incapable, but because learning no longer feels safe. So what can parents do? First, focus on effort more than outcomes. Instead of saying, "Did you get an A?" Try saying, "I'm proud of how hard you worked." Instead of praising only success, notice persistence. Notice courage. Notice improvement. Because effort is something children can control. Results are not always within their control. Second, normalize mistakes. Talk openly about your own mistakes. Share stories about challenges you faced. Show children that successful people fail too. Because children need to understand that mistakes are not proof of weakness. They're proof of learning. Third, pay attention to emotional signals. A child who procrastinates may not be lazy. A child who avoids homework may not be careless. A child who gives up quickly may not lack ability. Sometimes those behaviors are signs of emotional overwhelm. When we understand the emotion, we understand the behavior. And when we understand the behavior, we can respond more effectively. Perhaps the most important thing we can give children is emotional safety. The freedom to try, the freedom to fail, the freedom to learn, the freedom to grow, without fear that their worth depends on their performance. Because children are more than grades, more than test scores, more than report cards. They are human beings learning who they are. And that journey requires support, not pressure, connection, not comparison, encouragement, not perfection. The smartest child in the room may not need more intelligence. They may need more confidence, more patience, more understanding, and more emotional safety. Because intelligence grows best in an environment where mistakes are welcome and learning feels safe. So the next time your child struggles in school, don't ask, "What's wrong with them?" Ask, "What might they be feeling?" Because behind many academic struggles, there is an emotional story waiting to be understood. Thank you for joining me on Reset. If this episode helped you see children differently, share it with a parent, teacher, or caregiver. And remember, every behavior has a reason. See you in the next episode.